right, guys. So now some of you may say, well, I thought you were Black and Indigenous American. So what about Black issues? Well, first of all, the environment is everybody's issue. First of all, it's everybody's issue. Um, there's so many people within different communities that are suffering from some of um, the same illnesses. A lot of it, they try to blame it on genetics, and they want to blame it on behavior and all of that stuff. But it is not the only reason, okay? Oh, well, my grandma had this, and her grandma had this, so I probably have this, and they've been conditioning us to believe that we inherit a lot of this stuff, okay? But first of all, are you eating the same food at your grandma's table? Are you living a lifestyle that doesn't have exercise in it? Okay, you lay around, look at TV, eat Doritos. Okay, so whatever he or she developed in your family, and you're seeing a repetitive illness that's occurring all the time, and you just happen to be pre-diabetic or whatever. Well, guess what? You're pre-exposed to those things, but a lot of it is behavioral. A lot of it is our food intake. A lot of it is what we're drinking. A lot of it is what time of day we're doing this stuff. So, of course, you're more likely to develop these ailments. Of course, you're more likely. The question is, how are you going to prevent or at least reduce your risk for these ailments? So, of course, this affects all communities, okay? High blood pressure and everything else that's the number one cause of death, because every time they come up with a poll or statistics, they were like, oh, this is the number one cause of death of these people and that people and this woman and that man. The point is, guys, we can't keep blaming our genetics for many of the ailments that we end up developing. And again, you're pre-exposed to it because it's in your genetic pool, but at the same time, you don't have to use it as a cop-out. Because if you're sitting around eating Doritos all day and eating pizza and fried chicken, smothered with gravy, just all of these high carb, high grease, a lot of grease, very little exercise, and then you top it off and want to drink alcohol or a whole lot of sugary drinks, soda and stuff like that. Yeah, that alone is a gateway to your final destination. And we all have our final destinations, but guess what? That destination I would like to extend. If possible, I would like to extend. I can't change my final destination, whatever it is, but I want to at least do my part, okay? I want to do my part. Also, as far as Black Lives Matter, and the All Lives Matter chants and things of that nature, I am all for all lives matter, okay? But at the same time, when there is a reputation for oppressing Black people, in particular Black men, and the men in blue, be it a white or Black or whatever, Hispanic, whatever, Asian officer, if he's wearing the blue, he or she has like a bubble, okay, like a layer of protection to protect them for their prejudices, okay? So I don't care if he's a white cop, okay? If that guy's wearing blue, he feels like he's above the law. And if he already has, past experiences with a person who looked like that or drove that kind of car or walked that way or wore his hair that way, subconsciously he's thinking this guy is up to no good or this gal is up to no good. And you know what? I don't care what the statistics say. I don't care. You treat every single incident individually. Period. Don't come in with your exposed or whatever opinions about people. Because what's going to happen is you're going to be on national news. That's just the way it is. And you have some people that don't mind dying for the cause and taking people with them. And I don't condone it, but if anybody got a brain, a half a brain, will know that if you're provoking a group of people, you're going to have some people who are very passionate, who they're a ticker bomb. And all they need is an excuse to go out and take people's lives. That does not paint the whole group of people the same way, and that's what they do. That's what they do. They paint the whole group of people the same way because of a handful of folks who were radicals. At the same time, some people may paint people who are trying to protect themselves and theirs as radicals. This current system I'm disappointed in. Here it is, 2016. We're going into 2017 soon, people. And the people that's supposed to serve us, they're serving themselves, they're serving their friends, they're serving their communities. But yet, many of them are not even from the communities they're supposed to serve. What they're doing is they don't understand people. There are a lot of people that have mental illness in a lot of these distressed, poverty-stricken communities, okay? It ain't just we don't have money to pay our rent. It's a boatload and a laundry list of other issues that has been passed down from generation to generation. I call it a generational trauma. And it's in our DNA. And unfortunately, people that haven't had that DNA or that genetic trauma that passed down to them, they don't get it. They don't get it. Like one of my friends, her son is autistic. He is on a lower scale of autism, but he is autistic. There's a certain way you have to approach these people, or in this case, this little boy, okay? You cannot, in a very direct way, raise your voice or make them sit down or yell at them or talk to them like they're bad, okay? You have to talk to them in a way that's respectful. You have to say it in a soothing, low-tone voice. You have to give them eye contact. So, you have some people that may be autistic or may have some other issues going on mentally or learning disability or whatever like that. So here you go, gal or guy in the blue, okay? This person who you pulled over may have, not stopped completely or got a broken tail light or something minute, okay? Or you feel like, that's strange. That person doesn't look like he or she lives in this community. Something ain't right. Let me pull them over and act like something's wrong, okay? To question them. When you pull up on someone like that and they're already nervous, because my friend's little boy, he has anxiety. When he gets anxiety, he explodes, okay? And you got a gun pointing at him or her, and you're yelling, and you're telling them, put your hands up, put your hands up. Guess what? Someone who is autistic or has some other mental or learning disability, they're not going to follow instructions. And this right here is what I'm really afraid, because there was a situation with an autistic boy, young man, and a guy who was, I don't know, his foster parent or whatever, was trying to warn the cops, like, he's autistic, he's autistic. He put his hand up and he was trying to protect the young man or young boy. And the cops shot him. He still shot him. The guy was face down or either laying on his back. He had his hands up and he's like, he's autistic, he don't understand. And they shot the guy who was telling him the guy was autistic. Next video coming up.